Hey guys, I'm excited to try this suspension kit for my Cub Cadet. Now them springs under the seat plate, they helped a lot, but I'm still getting beat up and I wanted to see if this Trac Seat suspension kit would work. I've seen a bunch of reviews and the reviews have been good. So they do have spacers they sell you with the kit. I don't know if I need them. They do tell you if you do all the measurements, you can determine if you need them before you order them. I just went ahead and ordered them just in case I need them. That way I could show you what they look like. And then here is the suspension mount for the seat. So we got 8 bolts, 8 nuts, 4 split ring lock washers, and 4 fender washers. 4 to bolt this down to the seat plate on the Cub Cadet, and 4 to bolt the seat to this. Going up to get the Cub Cadet. Ember's excited, even though she won't ride on it with me. Take it around, pull it in the garage. Okay, first we gotta figure out, is it a tube frame or is it a shell type structure? Let's go check it out. I'm assuming it's a shell type structure. So these are the motorcycle springs I put on the plate, because you can see right here, these things don't give at all. So that was just wrecking my back. At least I got some cushion. A couple of the viewers have said I used 2-inch springs, said they've used 3. I'm hoping the suspension kit works. I'm gonna leave the springs on there though. It's not gonna hurt anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the seat switch. You just pry that up and then slide it off. Be careful not to break it. Then you're gonna need a ratchet. And these just come off by hand. Got the 5/8 and the impact here. There's little washers in there, be careful. Don't lose the washers. You can always use washers. These have star washers on them. Now that one was tight, right? Because I took all the other screws out. A lot of pressure on it. So that's it. Here's the plate. Seat's pretty light. There's the seat. This is a shell type. Yeah, because it's just all hard. There's no rails. So it's just gonna sit on there. There's no sliding rails for adjustment. So this definitely goes to the front. And this sticker says mount this side up and this end forward. So the seat is gonna go right on top of that thing. Now I'm a tall guy, so the extra couple inches between the seat and the deck is gonna be good for me. Bolt seat shell to the top of the suspension using the hardware illustrated in detail A, which is right here. That's gonna be just a 5/16 by 1 bolt, a 5/16 flat washer, and a lock nut. I'm gonna find some more of these split ring lock washers. I'm gonna use those on mine. If you watch my chipper shredder, my Harbor Freight chipper shredder assembly video, you can see a story in there about all these little bolt cases. My son actually gave these to me for, I think it was Father's Day, when he was in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. And now he's a grown man in the Air Force. So I'm still using them, I've kept them, and they're gonna come in handy again today. So here's some split ring lock washers, perfect size. I'm gonna use 4 of them. If you're watching, son, thank you much. Still using them. See, the easiest way to do this. This is the front pointing down. So this side up and this side forward. It's gonna go onto the seat like that. All the bolt holes line up. So that is freaking awesome. So I'm gonna put a lock washer over the bolt first, then a fender washer. I'm gonna get this lined up and I'm gonna put this down in the hole. Lock washer, then the fender washer over the bolt, put it into the seat. If I did diagonal, make sure that they're gonna fit. Grab a ratchet wrench and do the job. I'm gonna get them all snug down, and then I'll go around and give them a tightening. I'm not gonna crank down on these because I don't know how good the threads are on this seat. Just gonna get them nice and snug. That split ring lock washer take over, and I'll just have to check them. So that's it. Let me show you. I guess this is upside down. When you're sitting there looking down at it, you can read it. So you're gonna pull this out and you're gonna turn it this way to make it more firm and this way to make it more soft. And I'm excited to try it out. So this is a Cub Cadet, obviously. You can see this suspension seat has a couple different boat holes. My Cub Cadet is gonna ride in these outside holes and it's gonna fit great. So I'm gonna put mine all the way back. Yeah, it looks like it'll work. I don't know if you can see this groove here, and then you got these holes. So I'm gonna put mine all the way back so that I have more room. I'm pretty tall. I told you the outside. So I'm going 4 holes back. Just gonna put the bolt in and lift the seat up so I can see what I'm doing. Might be helpful with another person, but I don't have another person. Lift this up so I could get the nuts on there. Put a piece of tape across it, and that way I just gotta hold the seat assembly. I don't know if you can see in here, I put a piece of tape, electrical tape, just to hold the bolt in. I'm gonna have to hold the seat assembly. Hopefully it will rest on the bolts. So the weight is gonna rest on the bolts. I'm gonna put a lock washer on, and then this locking flange nut. Yeah. So the tape worked really well. And now I could let the seat fall back on its own weight. For this, you're gonna need 2 1/2 inchers. So you can see here, the bow holes are lining up. Bam, there it is. This is where I need another washer. See how wide this groove is. I'm gonna put that washer there. I'll have to find another one. Put the washer in the lock washer. Let me go find another washer. Found the perfect one. That washer, see, it covers that whole gap. Lock ring. Split washer, sorry. And then the nut. So here's the 2-inch version. Over here, get the 1/2 inch impact. You can also get a wrench like this to help you get into tight spots. Harbor Freight's a good place to get stuff like this. If you're just a DIYer, because they're not that expensive, you're not gonna break them. Not doing DIY stuff. It's just a weird spot. This is angled up here, and then this is angled up here. The bolt's down in here, the seat is above it, so I can't get a socket on it. It's just hard to get a wrench. I had to go this way and then brace the wrench up against the seat or the frame to get that tightened, because remember, I had the seat flipped over so I could use the impact. Now the front here, that's where that angled wrench comes into play. This one right here. So remember, I had the seat flipped over, and this is open right here, but with it flipped over, you can't get the wrench in there straight. I wouldn't be able to get the impact to the other side. The seat has to be flipped up. Now, if you could find a way to hold it like that or have help, then it would be easier. You can put a straight wrench up into that slot. But with the seat flipped over, when you're doing it by yourself, one of these wrenches, you can just simply slide it up in there like that, and then you can still hold it off to the side. Now remember, you're not gonna be able to hold it here because the seat's gonna be laying down there. That was really, really simple to put on. And it did say that it was for a Cub Cadet, so I made sure it was going to fit my machine and a couple other machines. It's a universal. They do have a couple different suspension kits depending on the mower that you have, so make sure you pay attention to that. Seriously guys, that was an easy installation, even by myself. I did not need the spacers, so I'm gonna hold on to them. Bottom's out a little bit. I'm gonna firm it up. I weigh about, you could really feel the shocks in it. It's amazing. It's not bottoming out now. So guys, I weigh about 235, 6'3". I'm glad I put the seat back too. This is comfortable. Can't wait to try it out. I'm gonna take you with me. I'm gonna take it out there and try it out. This is so awesome. I was a little bit too excited to try it out. Remember the switch? Oh man. I guess if you have rails, you'd be able to reach up in there, or if you put spacers there. But yet again, my haste got in my way. I am going to use the spacers, but I got to take the seat off. I forgot about the safety switch. Not a big deal since I got the ratchet wrench. So there we go. I think I got enough room to bring the switch up. Up through there, yeah. So now you can see you got plenty of room here for your seat switch. Just make sure that you run that up in here and then hook it onto your seat switch in there, but there's plenty of room. I'm gonna need to extend mine, so I'm not gonna hold up the video. So I'm just gonna make it about 10 to 15 inches longer, put some more wire raceway on it, and I'll get it hooked up. But for right now, I'm gonna finish putting the spacers on. Spacers are a really good idea. So So that wasn't so bad actually. If I was gonna do it again, I would put this suspension kit onto the seat plate first, because the seat actually wasn't that hard to put on. I got one on the back started, and then I was able to pivot the seat to move it to get all the other 3 holes to line up. And the seat's really light, so it's not so bad. But I suggest if you have the Cub Cadet ZT1 Ultima, that you get the spacer kit, 1 or 2 kits. If you want to raise the suspension kit up off of the seat deck, then you're going to need 2 spacer kits. But I don't think you need to. You can see there's plenty of room, and you can bring your wire up under here, and then back up under the seat if you make it long enough. You could even bring it up. You could even bring it up the side here and wrap it around. There it is. It puts that seat up pretty nice. You can get in there to hook the switch up. If you can't, it's not a big deal. You just loosen up the back screws and you lift it up a little. Showed you I messed up, but that way you don't have to. Definitely pick up that spacer kit. They're really cheap. Probably cheaper than a box of washers. Let's get the garage door open. Doesn't everybody have a garage door opener on their tractor keys? Ignition, Johnny. This thing is awesome. Highly recommend this Trac Seats suspension kit. It makes a world of difference. And I can't say, well, I know it makes a world of difference, because the difference between this with only the motorcycle seat springs, and then this seat with the motorcycle seat springs and the suspension kit from Seat Trac, a world of difference. Like, my back isn't gonna hurt at all. If you got one of these things, this Cub Cadet Ultima series ZT1, I can't speak for any of the other Cub Cadets, but if you have the ZT1 Cub Cadet 0 turn and the thing beats you up and your back hurts for days, go ahead and get you one of these Seat Trac suspension kits and put underneath that seat. It gives you a little bit of lift. It's adjustable. You can pull this out and then you can firm it up by turning it this way or make it softer. I left my motorcycle seat springs on the seat plate. I got a video showing for that. That helped me a lot, but it wasn't the cure-all. And then make sure you get these seat spacers from the company. It makes life so much easier. I've seen people stack washers up too. That's a lot of washers on all 4 posts. For the cost of these, it looks nicer, it's easier. You could probably do things like, you know, cut some steel pipe or conduit, maybe some 3/8, you know, black iron nipples. There's a lot of things you could do if you have the longer bolts. These come with the longer bolts and already cut spacers. It looks nice, you know, they're plastic, so it's not gonna scratch up the paint stuff. I'm really impressed. I'll put a link down below for you, and it'll either just link directly to their website, or you can get them on Amazon. I don't know if the cost is different. I will put all the links for that Trac Seat suspension kit down below in the description.